and factory stock. You will be following mini mod heat race. Come on down, factory stock. Taxi cabs, you're on standby. As we get set for heat race number 3 for the street stocks here at Clarksville Speedway. On the pole will be Chris Shelton out of Paducah, Kentucky in the 0. Kendall Johnson on the outside out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky in the 13K. Row number 2 will be Randall Sweeney. Wow, good to see Randall back behind the wheel. 182 machine. On the outside will be the 12 of Brandon Duval out of Hopkinsville. Row number 3 will be the 16K of Cody Jordan out of Hopkinsville. And the 206 of Alan Vaughn out of Midway, Tennessee. That's your starting lineup for tonight's 3rd heat race. They fire side by side. Here they come off into 1 and 2. Chris Shelton, your leader, but here comes Kendall Johnson on the inside in that 13 machine. Trying to make the bottom side of the speedway work. Shelton on the outside, big horsepower in the 0 machine. Cage Ashby, we need you to the tower, please, sometime tonight. Cage Ashby, we need you to the tower sometime tonight. B-Mod pole sitter, fast time qualifier. Cage Ashby, we need you to the tower sometime tonight. As the action on the speedway heats up, Chris Shelton will pick up the win. Kendall Johnson second, Randall Sweeney in the 3rd spot. Wow. As we get set for the mini mod heat races tonight. Mini mod heat race number 1 coming at you. That's going to be Shane Workman on the pole out of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. He'll be paired up with Gwen Jones out of Waverly in the 93. Boy, good to see Gwen Jones still driving a race car. Row 2 will be Irby Trotter out of Charlotte, Tennessee, and Kyle Newberry in the 28 machine. Row number 3 will be Patrick Thornton out of Pleasant View, Tennessee in the 8 machine, and the 23 of Austin Newberry. Heat race number 1 of the mini mods coming at you. Gwen Jones raced many years at Duck River. I remember Gwen Jones having a little outlaw pony car down at Duck River. Had the air cleaner hanging out of the hood off to one side. Really a rare thing back in those days. Gwen Jones certainly knows his way around the racetrack. race number 2 on the Speedway. Now it's going to be Mark Dalton in the 92, the 12W Ryan Woodley, the 7 machine of Joe DiNapoli, and Dylan Boss in the 27X car. The 699 car is going to be Tony Olson and Faith Lett in the 28F. Logan Phillips, you won the last lap winner award. You can meet William sometime tonight. And the last hot dog winner goes to Carlton. Carlton, you know who you are. Van Dyker, I'm going to guess that is. Hot dog winner, last hot dog. All the other silent auction items can be picked up in the trailer down here. Come on down and pick them up. Logan Phillips and Carlton Van Dyker, we need you two guys to meet William tonight. Damon Dobler. Jennifer Bumpus. We need you to come down and get your silent auction items. Olin Sparks. You need to come get your silent auction item. Joey Curtis. Come and get your silent auction item. Jason Riggs. Come and get yours. Sean Bowie, come and get yours. And Carlton Van Dyke, please come down and pick up your jacket you won at the silent auction. And we appreciate each and every one of you for coming out tonight. Clarksville Speedway for the final finale. Perry Parker, I need you to come to the tower. Devin Black and Perry Parker, we need you to come to the tower. Also, Cage Ashby, the B-Mod low qualifier, we need you in the tower. '27 machine, Shane Workman out of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, building up a pretty good lead over Gwen Jones in the 93 machine. Factory stock, you need to be in the lanes. Factory stock heat races, you need to be in the lanes. Taxi cab, you're on standby. Taxi cab, you're on standby. little bit of confusion out there about who's in what division. And now we got them straightened out. Mark Dalton in the 92 machine on the inside of row 1. Ryan Woodley on the outside. Row number 2, Joe DiNapoli out of Clarksville and Dylan Rouse. Here they come. Heat race number 2 of the mini mods. As they start to single file out a little bit. Dalton, your leader. DiNapoli in the 3rd spot. Woodley in the 4th spot. Man, that's interesting. Now Woodley takes over the 3rd spot. Woodley now takes over the 2nd spot as Boss in trouble in the 27X machine. Woodley takes the 2nd spot. He now has his sights set on Dalton. Dalton got a real fast race car. In the 3rd spot. Man, he's usually a contender here. In the 699 car of Trey Olson in the 4th spot. Let's moved up into the 5th spot. White flag is in the air. Man, this racetrack is getting some grip to it. As you see it start to turn colors a little bit. Checker flag falls. Your winner, Mark Dalton, out of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Heat race number 3 will roll out onto the speedway. Factory stocks, you need to be in the lanes. Taxi cab, come on down. Factory stock, you need to be in the lane. Taxi cab, come on down. Well, I tell you what, it's some good racing in the heat races tonight. I can't wait to see the feature events. If there'll be no intermission, we'll roll right into it. Coming up now, number 3 heat race for the mini mods. Thomas Bond in the 20 car will start on the inside of row 1 out of Shelbyville, Tennessee. On the outside will be Kenyon Hatcher out of Camden, Tennessee in the 95. Row number 2 will be James Carr in the 41 out of Adams, Tennessee. In a 28J will be Jonathan Lett out of Clarksville. In row number 3, it'll be the 3D car. It'll be Dale Moody out of Cunningham, Tennessee in the 3 car. That's going to be your 5 cars for heat race number 3 of the mini mods. as we get set. And they fire out of turn 4. Bond gets a big jump on the field. Bond, Hatcher, Carr, Lett, and Moody, your top 5. Factory stocks, you need to be in the lanes. Factory stock, you need to be in the lane. Taxi cab, come on down. Taxi cab, come on down. Pure Mini, you're on standby. Pure Mini, you're on standby. Factory stock and taxi cab need to be in the lanes. Pure Mini, you're on standby. Carr really strutting his stuff. Hatcher in the 2nd spot. Carr in the 3rd spot in the 41, and Bond picks up the win. Race number 1 coming up for the factory stocks. Connor Thompson, 3T, inside row 1, Floyd Kleiner on the outside. Row 2 will be Bobby Gregory and Matt Dunn. Row number 3, James Carruthers Jr. and Charles Newberry. Row 4 will be David Crittenden. In the 31 car, pulls way out front. Dunn in the 66, moves into the 2nd spot. Kleiner and Crittenden battle it out for the 3rd spot. Kleiner takes a spot in the number 8 machine, the wagon. Kleiner now tries to take over the 2nd spot. He'll take the position from Dunn. Thompson in the 31 machine. Bad, fast race car. Look at Kleiner pull the left front wheel off the ground. Now that's Gregory in the 8 car. Gregory toting the front wheel in the 8 machine. Trying to run down Thompson. Dunn in 3rd, Kleinert in 4th, Crittenden in 5th. The white flag is out. He's got less than a quarter mile to go to the inside. Down the back straightaway, side by side, they race. Into turn 3 and 4 with the top side win or the bottom side. Here they come. Gregory on the bottom side. And it looks like Gregory picks up the win in the 8 machine in a photo finish. Bobby Gregory out of Auburn, Kentucky in the wagon picks up the win by inches. Heat race number 2 for the factory stocks. Inside of row number 1, it'll be the 409 machine of Alan Carter out of Murfreesboro. On the outside, it'll be Lucas Adams out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky in the 22 machine. Row number 2 will be the 114 of Sawyer Brandon out of Trezevant, Tennessee. On the outside, the 54 of Travis Newberry out of Dixon. Row number 3 will be the 12 of Pete Travis out of Cuttawa, Kentucky. The number 3 car on the outside of Tommy Wilson out of Princeton, Kentucky. Row number 4 will be James Emery in the 13 out of Owensboro, Kentucky. That's the starting lineup for the 2nd heat race for the factory stocks. Carter in the 409 car. Got a Todd Runyon built race car. Real fast car. Last time I was here, he won both days of the Toilet Bowl. To bumper, wheel to wheel, they'll fire out of turn 4. Carter being the man on the mark. Here they come down the front straightaway, side by side, all up in the wall. The 22 machine gets turned around. It'll be a total restart. As a 22 machine, Lucas Adams out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. It's showing a little displeasure to, I believe that was Carter. We'll watch it in an instant replay here on Pit Road TV. We'll see what happened. Side by side they come. They're side by side. Carter, I don't know if they touched. I couldn't see from this angle. We'll try to watch it again. Just cannot see from this angle whether there was contact between the two cars. The 22 car, but he will be back in the feature race. Lucas Adams out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. They fire once again for the factory stocks. Carter pulls ahead. Travis Newberry pulls into the second spot. Now Brandon into 114 moves up into second. Wilson in the third spot. Newberry into the fourth spot. And Emery round out the top five. As it looks like Alan Carter starts to pull away from the field. But look at this. Wilson challenges Brandon for the second spot. Now the race is for second place. Newberry trying to catch Wilson. White flags in the air. And the checkers will fall on race number 2 of the factory stock. It'll be Alan Carter in the 409 picking up the win. Brandon comes home second, Wilson third, Newberry fourth, Emery fifth, and Adams in the sixth spot in the 22 machine. Taxi cabs coming at you. Heat race number 1 for the taxi cabs will bring out Sam Morgan in the 33 car out of Herndon, Kentucky. In the M3, it'll be Ashley Morgan. That'll be father and daughter going at it. Row number 2, the 15, will be Raymond Nelson. He comes to you out of Dunlap, Tennessee. The 61 machine on the outside, Joel Russell. He comes to you out of Kingston, Tennessee. Row number 3 will have the number 11 machine of Michael Lockwood out of Clarksville, Tennessee. And the 22 of Danny Baggett out of Cunningham. That's your starting lineup for the first of 2 taxi cab heat races here at Clarksville Speedway. We got the big Elko on the Speedway. That is a early 70s El Camino. Wow. Like 70, 71, or 2 model on the Speedway. Gee whiz. A couple of Montes on the front row. Big Elko on the outside of row 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate each and every one of you for coming out to Clarksville Speedway tonight on the final finale. What a way to end the race. Wow. And round goes Mr. Morgan, causing a little bang up there in the 33. Sam goes round, clogs up turn 4, got a little traffic jam down there, as we'll get them back rolling. Sam Morgan getting a little air time tonight. I don't think that's the way he wanted to do it. The Morgan family, 33 and M3. As we watch it in instant replay, Pit Row TV. Yeah, he just lost it there. Went in a little too hot. them line back up and get ready to go racing once again. Heat race number 1 of the taxi cabs. Morgan family on the front row. Pure mini heats, you need to be in the lanes. Pure mini heats, you need to be in the lanes. Pure mini heats, you need to be in the lanes. Super late models. You need to be on standby. Super late model feature, you need to be on standby. As the younger of the two Morgans take the lead. White flag is in the air for Morgan. As Ashley Morgan will pick up the checkers. And Sam Morgan to come home second. Nelson in third. Baggett fourth, and Russell comes home in the fifth spot. That'll be your top 5 for the taxi cab race number 1 heat race. Pure minis, you need to be in the lanes. Pure minis, you need to be in the lanes. Pure minis, you need to be in the lanes. Super late models, come on down. Super late models, come on down for your feature race. Super late models, come on down for your feature race tonight.